Welcome to another Created by Sports video. I'm Kadeem Simmons. Got George Butcher here with me. Breaking news: it seems like Chelsea are going back in with another bid for Anthony Gordon, £60 million for the Everton player. Everton have rejected two bids so far, but Chelsea are determined to get one over the line. George, what do you make of this situation?
I mean, firstly, it's a bit confusing considering they signed Sterling in the exact same position, both players left wingers. But from looking at Gordon's stats, he's not, regardless, off camera, we were talking just now about what he did against Man United. Apart from against Man United, Gordon seems to be much more of a left back rather than a left winger. He's better at tackling and putting pressure on the other team than he is at actually doing what a Sterling does on the left mid. But what I'm hearing is that Chelsea are willing to offer Everton a package which comprising of a guaranteed £50 million with £10 million in add-ons. That's quite a lot of money for a 21-year-old player. I mean, you only expect that sort of money for a 30-year-old Casemiro, right? But but obviously Chelsea have had bids rejected before, and they are desperate to get this deal over the line. But like I said, looking at the stats, they seem a bit weak. Am I right in thinking that his stats further up the pitch aren't that good?
Yeah, so I covered Everton Gordon. But I never saw him as a wing. I saw him as like a more box-to-box midfielder. Maybe just whenever I saw him, he was playing more centrally. So I look at his positioning, and it's mostly left wing, right wing. I'm like, this isn't the guy that I saw. So I'm happy to admit that maybe what I saw was wrong. He's someone who, at their worst last season, he was the one driving them forward. Everton lad, he's got that passion, he's got that hunger. I don't want to say, passion as in PASHUN. Like, you could tell that he had more than just, playing for the badge. He's a very, from what I saw, technically gifted player. And it's one of those things where I think there's a player in there. It's just more essentially, it's very much like his teammate Alex Iwobi, who was like number 10 at Arsenal, joined Everton as a swinger, but now playing centre midfield. Similar to Joe Linton at Newcastle, again a striker converted to midfield. I think Anthony Gordon's best year that are in midfield. And if Chelsea was signing him to do that, I can 100% see it. Because again, Jorginho's aging, Kante can't stay fit. While you got Mason Mount, Conor, all those players, you need someone who can stay fit and I guess add something a bit more to it. So if this is £60 million for a centre mid, then yeah, fair enough. £60 million for a winger, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure either. If I'm looking at his stats here, like his pressures, he's in the 94th percentile, tackles 96th percentile, so he's very, very good at putting pressure onto players and obviously getting stuck in with his challenges. Blocks 99th percentile, interceptions 81th percentile. Great. However, when you look at his more like further up the pitch, his progressive passes 17th percentile. It's weak. His pass completion 67%. That's 10th percentile from his passes attempted. Passes attempted is only in the 19th percentile. He doesn't get many. He doesn't get many shots. He doesn't create many chances. His dribbles, his dribbles are a little bit better. They're in the 57th percentile, but his game is about putting pressure on the other team. He is a midfielder, bit further back. If you could have a central defensive left winger, I think that's what Anthony Gordon would be, because he's very good at pressuring the other team, but from the left, centre left, sort of to the left. But I don't think he's being bought to play the Sterling role.
Yeah, I think a lot of those numbers are you in a really bad Everton side. Everton side faced education. Again, we spoke off here about that Man United game. He was probably the best player on the pitch. Him and Alex Iwobi. Again, driving forward, cutting in and stuff like that. Maybe it's more of that hybrid, centre midfielders left wing role, kind of like a Emil Smith Rowe. What's he in that position? Centre mid or left wing? We're not quite sure. So I think there's definitely a player in Anthony Gordon. I think Everton can see that, which is why they're charging so much. But I also think Chelsea, not to kind of be that guy, but you can go and find an Anthony Gordon at any European club. He might
absolutely
not have,
for less money.
100%. he might not have the physicality, but you know, someone like a Danny Olmo, you know, who
great player.
yeah,
Olmo is one of my favourite players.
I saw him over the weekend against for Leipzig against Union Berlin, and he was the whole team were bad. To be fair, he got hooked off at 2-1. Yeah, like Anthony Gordon is a great player, but it's the whole, you know, Premier League tax, England player tax, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Apparently, if he signs for 60 million, he'll be like the 9th highest player, but also like
That's
the most
ridiculous.
expensive player to not earn a senior cap for his team. Like that, I think that is mental. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I think it's an extremely high amount for a player of his ability. Not taking anything away from him, but £60 million for sort of an unproven player, has never played in those more like Champions League football, even Europa League football, never. But you know, Chelsea are surely in dire need of attackers, not in dire need of another left winger. But yeah, comment below, guys, what you think of this deal or potential deal for the 21-year-old Anthony Gordon, left winger. Chelsea are going to pay in excess of £60 million. That's £50 million plus £10 million in add-ons. But let us know whether you'd like to see Anthony Gordon at the club, what you think of the deal, if it's too much money, if it's right bang on. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel to see our lovely faces again, especially Kadim's. And we'll see you guys in the next one.